So let us talk about the genetics of thalassemia. So in the first lecture of hemoglobinopathy, we learned about the genes of globin chain. So alpha-like genes were situated over chromosome number 16, while beta-like chains were beta-like globin genes were situated at chromosome number 11. Usually, in alpha genes, usually there is a deletion. There are four alpha genes, and each is responsible for 25% of total alpha globin. So, if one gene is affected, there is only 75% of total alpha globin. Okay, and in beta there is point mutation. So you can note here, usually in alpha thalassemia it is deletion what is responsible for the alpha thalassemia, while in beta it is usually point mutation which is responsible for the beta thalassemia. And this point mutation can be also of two types. If there is no synthesis of beta globin, then it will be known as beta 0 or beta naught. And if there is decreased production, means there will be no entirely absent production of beta cell, but there is still some production is there, it will be known as beta plus mutation. Okay, so we'll discuss this in the importance in the spectrum of disease. So let us discuss about the spectrum of alpha thalassemia. Okay, there are four genes. So there normally there is alpha genes are on chromosome number 16. So it is normally four genes, means four alphas in homozygous status, and it is quite normal. The patient is the individual is quite normal. If one of the gene is deleted, so merely 25% of the total alpha globin production is decreased. So usually these people are silent carriers, and they do not manifest any of the the clinical features, and usually they are asymptomatic, but still they are carrier. It is important when we are going to discuss about the progenies of these people. If two of the silent carriers mate with each other, it may lead to the production of HBS disease or thalassemia trait. So, what is thalassemia trait? Is the second spectrum, second manifestation. This thalassemia trait we can divide into two parts: thalassemia 1 and alpha thalassemia 2. Okay. So, if both the alleles are deleted on one chromosome, then it will be known as 1. And if there is one one allele is deleted from both the chromosome, it will be known as alpha thalassemia 2. And these people are usually having 50% of the total production. So usually they present with the microcytosis and a mild anemia. The third type of patient can be these group of patients known as HBH disease, and there is deletion of three of there is deletion of three of alleles. So only merely 25% of the total alpha globins are produced. So less hemoglobin will be produced, and more hemolysis will be there. So there is very severe anemia. Patient present with the microcytosis and hemolysis. There can be bone deformities, we'll discuss splenomegaly, and there is inclusion bodies in the RBC. Okay, and these inclusion bodies are known as Gold's ball bodies because it appear like a Gold's ball. And the most severe form is known as hydrospitalis.
Hello.
It is Bart hemoglobinum, this Bart thalassemia. There is there is entirely all the alpha alleles are deleted. So there is no production of alpha globin. So there is no normal hemoglobin. There is no hemoglobin at all. So the beta light chain can polymerize with each other, and this beta 4 polymer is known as white hemoglobin, and usually it is fatal in utero. Usually patient do not survive beyond the gestation. So let us discuss about the spectrum of beta thalassemia. So in alpha thalassemia, to summarize, there are mainly four with deletion of one allele, two allele, three allele, and four allele, silent carriers, Rett, HBH disease, and hydrospitalis. That is BARD. Okay. Next is beta thalassemia. We'll discuss about it in very quickly. Normally, there are only two alleles, one at one chromosome and second at second chromosome. Okay. So if there is no mutation, individual is normal. But if there is a heterozygous means if there is a mutation, and we discuss about the two type of mutation. If there is beta naught means no production of beta cells, this beta globin, and if there is beta plus means there is some production of beta this globins. Okay, so in beta thalassemia minor, there is heterozygous status. One at one chromosome, the gene is normal, the allele is normal, and the other allele is having mutation. Okay, so it may be beta, beta naught, or beta, beta plus. In both the condition, these patients has usually mild anemia. They remain in asymptomatic, usually do not require blood transfusion, but there is increase in the total percentage of HbA2. The second type may be the intermediate. It is usually moderate between the severe form and minor. Major beta thalassemia is also known as Cooley's anemia, and it is usually genetically homozygous status. Either beta naught means no production, or beta plus. If there is homozygous status, usually there is very less production of beta chains, and it will lead to the severe anemia. So patient will be having microcytosis and hemolysis. How this hemolysis and all occurs, pathophysiology will discuss, don't worry about it. And there is bone deformities due to the bone marrow expansion, splenomegaly, there is inclusion inside the RBCs and precursor cells. If there is severe anemia, patient may present with a congestive heart failure and pulmonary hypertension. So the major beta thalassemia and major alpha thalassemia means this alpha thalassemia HPH disease usually have more or less same presentation.